group, we're asking you, please hold your applause until the end.
Hey, wait a second. That's not a class, that's a student. I've got public speaking experience. I'll come up.
Well, the reason I'm the only person up here is because public speaking is one of the scariest things you can't do. I'm not afraid. I'll do it.
Hello everyone. A couple weeks ago in speech class, we were discussing what to present for our expo project. We decided to present short speeches about our individual fears. So you may be wondering what my fear is. Well, I have two fears: change and responsibility. I fear change, especially to my life or environment, because change is hard to adapt to and compensate for. I fear responsibility, especially the need to do more than I'm already doing, because responsibility means hard work, and I don't like hard work. Without these fears, I'd be more like the people that I admire and respect. They adapt quickly and cheerfully, and they do hard work without complaint.
I have fear of water, deep water to be exact. The way that would be different without this fear is that I would actually be an entirely different person. I hope to start quite a lot during summer because we go swimming quite a lot in lakes and pools. Whenever we go swimming in a pool, I have to ask how deep it is and very quick. By the end of the summer, I hope that I will be able to go longer distances and more rivers.
When I was younger, one of my greatest fears was going to sleep and waking up when the house is on fire. When I had this fear, I would cover myself with blankets at night and think about what I would do if this actually happened. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that there was a low percent chance that the house actually had been on fire. So now that I don't have that fear, I don't think about it as often, and I just go to sleep without worrying.
One of my fears is falling on my neck at gymnastics and getting paralyzed. Gymnastics is my passion, and if I was paralyzed, I wouldn't be able to do that or be active. Without this fear, I would be more brave and daring to do skills that might give it a higher chance of happening. I'm partially over this fear, but accidents happen, and it might happen in the future.
Sometimes I'm afraid of things that aren't real, like monsters or aliens from movies, TV shows, or even my imagination. If I didn't have this fear, I wouldn't be afraid of being alone, and I'd wash my face faster because I'm not afraid to close my eyes. If I didn't have this fear, something I've done to overcome this fear is just relax. I know that they're not real, so if I just chill out, then I'll be fine. So if you ever find yourself in my position, just relax. Your brain won't be devoured in your sleep.
One of my main fears would become paralyzed or immobile. I would do this because I wouldn't be able to play soccer anymore or be active. Without this fear, I'd be a more aggressive soccer player and a more daring person.
Hello. One of my main fears is snakes. I don't know why, but they've just scared me as long as I can remember. I'd really like to get over this fear because I want to go around and see the world, and snakes are pretty much everywhere. But as I've become older, I've slowly begun to be less and less afraid of these snakes.
One of my fears is crazy people with knives and other weapons. This idea is influenced by the fact that I visited a great park a few days ago. One of the only problems with this park is that crazy people with knives and other weapons sometimes hang out there. Unfortunately, I'm not kidding. A man with a knife was by not a week before my visit, and I admit I was looking behind my back when I went off trail. And how would I be without this fear? Well, hopefully someday I will find out. Thank you.
Of all the things that I could be scared of, my fear is of spiders. I wouldn't run screaming if I saw one 20 feet away, but you would probably get a good reaction out of me if you dropped them right on my face. What is the cause of this fear? Well, let me just say that if you don't want your child to have this fear of spiders, then don't let them see the giant spider scene in Lord of the Rings at a young age. Thank you.
When I was younger, I used to be afraid of guys in character costumes at the mall. The last thing I wanted was for one of them to hug me. But as I grew older, I learned that they won't hug you unless you want them to, and they won't hurt you at all. They're actually quite nice.
So one of my fears is the fear of spiders, which is called arachnophobia. And when I was little, it was so bad that if I saw a spider that's 10 feet away, it would totally freak me out. But now it's kind of mellowed out, so it won't totally freak me out, and I can still every once in a while hold the spider. It just can't be a big spider or drop on my face suddenly. I have a fear of bees, or apophobia. If I just see one, I will freeze with fear. This probably comes from never being stung before. Without this fear, I probably would have been stung.
So I used to not be able to speak casually in front of large groups of people until one time in the speaking class, we did an ad-lib speech where someone comes up with a speech right on the spot, the next person does the same, but they have to transition from the last one that was done. And ever since that day, I've been able to speak a lot more casually in front of large groups.
One of my worst fears used to be public speaking. That's why I took this class. Without this fear, I would probably volunteer to speak at more events, and I wouldn't be terrified to be in front of a crowd. Thanks to this class, I'm starting to see that I can write better speeches and have more courage to give them.
We are all trying to get over the fear of public speaking, right? We probably wouldn't be in this class otherwise. Now, what would happen if we were without this fear? Will we practice this hard? Will we make absolutely sure that we don't screw up? Probably not. So I argue, harness this fear. Instead of trying to completely obliterate it, use it to our advantage. And if we do, I know that we won't be as scared. Thank you.
Nice. Excellent work, you guys.